What's up, everybody? Welcome to Brotherz Outdoorz Live on our weekly news show. So happy that you guys have decided to join us today, man, on this beautiful October 7th, 2021. I'm glad you guys have joined me today, man. I decided to use today as an episode so you guys can kind of get to know me a little bit better. You know, I've realized that, we've had some tremendous guests for the past few weeks on the show. And they have all been awesome, from my dad to Judge Sugarman to Warren Cotton and to my brother Billy Adkins, man. We definitely appreciate all those guys. And coming next week, we're going to have a special guest as well, and I'll be announcing that to you guys soon. But it's very good to have you guys with me this evening. Of course, my name is Chris Adkins, and I am the host of Brotherz Outdoorz Weekly Live Show. And the creator of Brotherz Outdoorz is what we are, man. And I'm so glad to be joined by my brothers, Renee and Billy Adkins, on this journey, as well as my dad and my family. I see my sister and my wife. What up, Ty? Hey, what up? And I see, of course, my wife on the chat. She got to work late tonight. So, all of them have been awesome and supportive in this endeavor. But pretty much, like I said, my name is Chris Adkins, and I am a lifelong hunter and fisherman. I have pretty much enjoyed it from the time I was a teeter up until I'm now a toddler. So, it's really awesome to be able to escape the day-to-day grind. I am a professional. I work in human resources. I got my master's degree in human resources, and I do that every day. That's my everyday job. But this is truly my passion, is hunting and fishing and bringing awareness to what's going on in the outdoors. I believe that, people should know what's happening in the world around them outside of city limits. In some cases in city limits, because wildlife has been evolving and moving and migrating into our city limits. And we'll get into that a little bit more a little later. But it's just been really awesome to see the support that Brotherz Outdoorz has received so far. Yesterday was our 1 month anniversary. We've been doing this for 1 month and 1 day, and we've come a long way in 1 month and 1 day. And I'm just very excited, and I am happy for what's to come for Brotherz Outdoorz. Just to give you a heads up, next week I will not be going live on Thursday. That live will probably go Friday because next week is my birthday, guys. I'll be turning 36 years old if the Lord says so. If the Lord sees fit to wake me up on Tuesday morning, I will be 36 years old, and I thank God for that, man. And I thank God for everything that He's done in my life and everything that He's done to allow me to live this lifestyle as a true outdoorsman. And I'm not the first outdoorsman. I'm not the first black outdoorsman in Memphis, Tennessee. There are many legendary hunters in this city, in this town. Many great fishermen come from this town. I mean, Bill Dance is from Memphis, Tennessee. Herb Parsons around this area, man. It's been really awesome to get support from even some of the legends that see what I'm doing with Brotherz Outdoorz, and they're also role models, people that should be looked up to. Bill Dance is a Tennessee legend, but I'm gonna be a Memphis legend and a world legend, man, because he wears that hat with that T on his head that I can't stand. But I'm a Memphis Tiger fan through and through. And, that's just how it is. But much love to Bill Dance, man, and everything that he's done for the fishing world and also for Memphis. So shout out to that man. He is doing it right. He is doing it the hunting and fishing right way. And also, man, I'm just, ecstatic. I've been getting feedback from people who's not into hunting and fishing and saying that they've been watching the show, and getting things out of it that they can take and talk to. People come up to me in church and they say, hey, watching your show has got my grandson wanting to be a fisherman and all of that. So I look at that and I think that's pretty awesome, man. I think it's awesome that, that Brotherz Outdoorz and our 1 month has been able to kind of help people and show younger kids, hey, maybe I do want to fish. And that's something that I want to work on is doing some fishing training for young kids and also some hunting training as well. Where potentially, we could train them with some bows, youth bows and arrows and things like that. So I think that'll be pretty cool, man. But we're doing this thing and we're going to keep this thing pushing. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it rolling. Also, the barbecue season, I will be taking pre-orders for that next month. Starting next month, we're going to have this thing bottled up and we're going to have it ready to rock, man. So just in time for Thanksgiving, hopefully you don't mess up whatever you're cooking with it. But whatever you mess up in that oven, if you burn your turkey, don't you dare blame it on my barbecue season. So try not to burn them turkeys this year, and Lord knows, try not to blow them up if you're trying to deep fry, because plenty of people have created some fires by deep frying turkeys, man. But anyway, guys, I'm about to push this thing on, man. What I love to do is outdoors news. I love to do outdoors news to keep you guys abreast of what's going on in the outdoor community. I mean, I know on our local news here, you see all of the horror and horrific things that's happening in the city, but it's also good to pay attention to what's happening in the world of the outdoors. So with that being said, it's outdoors news time, people. Let's get it cracking. Let's get it cracking. Let's get it cracking. All right. So first things first, I know you guys can't see this, but I'm a cook. I love to barbecue, man. That's why I have this season. That's why I created this thing, man. And it's awesome. I think you guys are really going to love it. But this first article is about game food safety tips for hunters. I'm not going to read over all of this, but I'm just going to hit on a few key points for us that's harvesting our meat in the field and who are bringing it home, who got a Ziploc bag it, freeze it, clean it, cut off the silver skin, do all of that stuff. But plan to take paper towels or plastic to take down is a barrier between the ground and tools. Guys, you got to come prepared with food stuff. I bring my freezer Ziploc bags, all that stuff that I need. Disposable plastic gloves, carry alcohol wipes, sanitizer. I normally do all that too. Temperature control is a big thing. You know, it's bow season here in Tennessee, but we're in the 80 degrees. You kill a deer at 85 degrees, you know, you may want to, it's a good idea to go ahead and get that deer out the heat and go ahead and get the guts out of it. But like my sister said, she said, try that season. And she put that blank on everything. That's right, Ty. It go on everything, vegetables, everything, for real. Baked potatoes, all that good stuff. And also they're saying, if you're working with small game, remove the hide as quickly as possible. Even with large game, remove the hide. I've had the gut deers and I've had to throw ice in the cavities just to keep them fresh. You don't want to have contaminated meat, people. And you don't want to give away any contaminated meat as well. And also they mentioned the chronic wasting disease. Please, y'all, this ain't roadkill cafe. If you kill it, we grill it. I know a lot of people pick up roadkill, but please make sure if you do that, it's fresh, and make sure you check with your local game wardens to make sure it's all right to do that. But yeah, so food safety, man. I know we hunt, but we got to think about that too. You know, the only time I really just keep hunting if I've hunted a deer is if the temperatures are well below freezing. So that's got to be about 34 degrees minus for me to keep on hunting after I've harvested a deer. So moving right along, people, Louisiana is offering hunters a shot at $1,000 for submitting deer heads for CWD testing. CWD, as we've discussed in the previous weeks, is chronic wasting disease, and this is a disease being spread amongst deer pretty much at the end of the day because it's not enough hunters out here. But this is my time to actually call out the state of Louisiana, because hunters to win a shot at $1,000, I mean, it's going to be a raffle for submitting CWD. I just feel like they could have done more on that, guys. I really do. In the state where they pay you for each nutrient that you kill or harvest, I feel like they could have done more for the CWD testing, because it is a serious matter, and hunters everywhere should be mindful of that. All right, some local news. Angler catches wild-looking piebald catfish in the Tennessee River. So I have to tell you guys that I've never seen this before. I've never seen this fish in the United States. Matter of fact, I didn't even know that it was here, or nonetheless, in the Tennessee River, which I fish quite often. Pickwick, I fish through Counce, Tennessee, Savannah, Tennessee. That's where we like to put in at Pickwick. But he caught this bad boy near Chattanooga. And just look at this catfish, guys, because I've learned that this fish is local to only Tennessee and Mississippi. There's nowhere else where you find this fish in the United States. And that's pretty amazing when you think about it. So, you know, me being the guy that I am, of course, you know, this guy caught this fish, and he said that people fish a lifetime and never catch a fish like this. But I had to do my research, and I know you guys can't read this, so just bear with me. But the geographic distribution of this fish, it only includes few of the Mississippi River drainages coming out of Tennessee and Mississippi. This range also includes the Yazoo and Big Black River systems in central Mississippi. That's outside of Jackson, Mississippi, but has not been collected in the Yazoo River since 1978 or the Big Black River since 1953. So these fish have migrated from mid-Mississippi all the way to Chattanooga through the Tennessee River. That's a good sign. And that, y'all, let me go back and show y'all this thing. That's a healthy looking fish. So maybe I can call that a pinto fish, like a horse. But man, that's amazing, man. I just never knew that they were here, and I would love to catch one. And matter of fact, honestly, guys, I wouldn't even eat that fish. I release it and take a couple pictures. But that's a beautiful fish, and it is awesome to be from Tennessee and seeing that you know, we actually have these down here in our river system. So that is actually pretty doggone cool. All right. Going on, man. Cape Girardeau, Missouri is preparing for their first urban deer hunting season. You heard that right. Urban deer hunting. Urban in the city, deer hunting. That's actually really cool, and it's really necessary, guys, because man, these deer are everywhere in these cities. you know, I'm sure you guys have seen them wherever you live. I mean, deer have just migrated and moved into the cities because they know that some of these humans aren't going to hurt them. They know that some of these humans aren't a threat to them. And that's actually an issue because then you have deer eating up people's plants in the cities when deer should actually be clear to have their own land to roam. But Cape Girardeau, Missouri, is going to let people hunt with bows in the city. You have to have a special license for it. And I think they're only allowing a few, about 400 hunters to do this. So that's actually really cool. And hopefully they put a dent in that deer population up there because the deer in Missouri, they're huge and they're everywhere. So shout out to my Missouri people, man. Y'all got some awesome deer up there. And moving on to kind of about the same thing, but locally grown, locally sourced, how deer hunting benefits the local forest. So this actually is a continuation of what I was just talking about because you need deer hunters. If you don't hunt the deer, they will like bloom and blossom and then they'll get sick and they'll start dying off. But we have to hunt these deer because deer don't have the predators that they once had. There aren't as many panthers in Mississippi, like in Louisiana or in these parts, or big game that can do it, or there aren't as many hunters either. So this article pretty much talks about how logistically there should only be 20 deer per square mile. Well, as you know, they're this booming. They're deer everywhere, so there are a lot more than 20 deer per square mile in these parts of the United States. But this was a pretty cool article. It talks about the benefit of hunting and the benefit of harvesting your own meat, harvesting your own deer meat, guys. So that is also pretty cool. All right, so moving on to some more news. My brother and I, Billy, talked about the Goliath Grouper last week. Now, the Goliath Grouper is this huge fish that people have caught these things, and they have sometimes weighed more than the boat. So check this out, guys.
Step closer to lifting a ban on catching and killing Goliath Grouper. Today, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission approved a proposed draft changing the rules that have been in place for 30 years. It would set Goliath Grouper season from March through May and allow 200 permits to be issued total via a lottery system. One fish per person. The Goliaths would have to be between 20 and 36 inches. The policy would not apply to Palm Beach County, the Atlantic coast of the Keys, or Dry Tortugas National Park. If eventually approved, a final public hearing would be held in March 2022. Goliath groupers can grow to 800 pounds and
800 pounds.
8 feet long. Katie Johnston for CBSMiami.com. Florida move.
Yeah, those guys can get pretty big. So those Goliath groupers coming out, and they giving us 200 permits. It's a lottery system you have to get to go get them. I think that's pretty cool. That means that the population is stabilizing and growing. So that's good when you see a fish come from the brink of extinction to now they're offering us to and fishermen to go get them. So I think that is really cool. All right, guys, moving on. Check this one out.
The Southeast and beyond have been participating in the inaugural Panama City Beach Fishing Rodeo for the past 12 days at Captain Anderson's Marina. And the weather today didn't stop them from reeling in some big fish.
17 days, over 100 boats, and a whole lot of fish. The first annual Panama City Beach Fishing Rodeo has already gotten anglers from all over excited to fish in the Gulf.
Yes, all those different categories.
Cool fish all the time, but when you have the rodeo going on, it really just ups that competition. So folks, even today in the pouring rain, are out there, you know, trying their luck. They want to get up on this board.
The rain didn't scare the captains or anglers away on Tuesday, and big catches were still brought in during the first weigh-in of the day.
It was really rough. The weather forecast said 1 to 2 foot swells, but it was about 4 to 6 foot most
Catherine Quinn from Memphis, Tennessee.
Kind of miserable, but it was fun.
Of course, she'd be from Memphis.
17-year-old Catherine Quinn did battle the weather and was able to bring in a big 154-pound shark on the Lady Black. giving her second place in the shark category for federal charter boats.
It was really difficult. It was a fighter. Drag us around the ship a little bit.
That's right, they will drag you.
The competition isn't over yet. Anglers have until Sunday to compete, and you don't even need a boat to get in on the fun.
You know, even if you don't have your own boat, you can buy a ticket for a head boat and be automatically entered into this rodeo. So we've got everything from porgy, vermilion snapper. You know, it doesn't have to necessarily be like a big sport fish to make it up on this board. And even if you just like to get out there on your paddleboard or kayak, we have a division for that.
Through just 12 days of competition, the rodeo has already seen some impressive catches too. One professional fly angler, Meredith McCord, even managed to break a world record for her category on Thursday, bringing in a 30.9-pound amberjack.
That boy is
Organizers
nice.
say this year is just the beginning.
It's just the first year, so it's really getting everybody, it's more like a tease for next year, because we're fashioning ourselves around the Destin Rodeo, and we expect to be as big and as good as them, and I don't have any doubt that we will be there very soon.
This just in, folks. Brotherz Outdoorz is coming to Panama City Fishing Rodeo 2022, man. We gonna do it. We gonna do it. Look at all those different categories on the board, man. I know I can win about 7 of them. I know I can win about 7 of them in that fishing rodeo. So I'm gonna do it. Brotherz Outdoorz is coming to Panama City for the annual fishing rodeo next year. I am going to compete in the mahi-mahi, king mackerel, and maybe shark. You know, I'm pretty good with the sharks. I like me a good fight, so I may get down with the sharks again. But I thought that was really cool, guys, that fishing rodeo, man, and all those different categories. That is awesome. And it's always good to win a little prize money because we love that ka-ching, baby. And speaking of, if you would like to donate to the channel, you can hit us on Cash App at $ Brotherz Outdoorz, man. I ain't scared to plug myself. Not ever. But also, moving on, man, this part of the show is going to be dedicated to animals preparing for hibernation. And what you guys need to know is that animals, when they're preparing for hibernation, they tend to do strange things. And so I'm going to start with this first story. This is about Fat Bear Week in Alaska, at a national park up there. I believe it's Kenai National Park, where the famous pictures of the bears in the stream snatching salmon out the stream. Well, this happens there, and every year they have a Fat Bear Week. Check them out.
It's one of the most important weeks of the year when the world decides who is the chunkiest of them all.
Not us, right?
I hope not. Today marks the official start of Fat Bear Week.
Hey now!
Where people vote online to choose their favorite amongst the biggest, baddest bears at Alaska's Katmai National Park.
Sounds fun. The competition is held online every year to recognize the bear who have bulked up the most in preparation for
Fat
hibernation
bear.
through consumption of salmon. Whether your favorite to win is 3-time champion bear number 480, known affectionately as Otis, or last year's winner bear 747. Vote online to help.
Man, they need to leave
crown
Otis
the
alone, man.
chunkiest
Otis just
of
minding his business, trying to
Gotta
get some
love it.
fish.
I love it.
That's funny.
Man, why they messing with Otis like that, man? Why they messing with Otis like that? All he want is to be left alone and eat his salmon. But that's what bears do, and all these other animals that go into hibernation. That's why you will see snakes and different animals become more aggressive this time of year, because they're trying to get as much food as they can because they're preparing for the cold weather and to hibernate. Speaking of unusual behavior, y'all, I thought turtles and tortoises were herbivores. For those of y'all who don't know, a herbivore is an animal that eats only plants. A carnivore is an animal that eats only meat, and an omnivore is an animal that eats both meat and plants. Humans, we are omnivores. I think I'm more carnivore, but we are omnivores. And I've never seen anything like this. Tell me what y'all think in the comments below.
The tortoise then managed to reach the bird, and then he killed the bird, and the tortoise ate the bird.
I never thought, y'all.
It was like late afternoon, maybe 5 o'clock. We just noticed one of those tortoises acting a little bit strange, stalking a bird, not yet fledged, so unable to fly. They went on like that for about 7 minutes.
Jesus.
The tortoise wasn't just, try its luck, but it really was determined to get the bird. So we realized that really the tortoise was actively hunting. Tortoises are scavengers.
Never
They
seen
eat
anything
dead
like
birds,
that.
They eat dead lizards, millipedes, and so on. But it was literally the first time that that event was documented. When I realized what was happening, I thought, okay, I don't recall reading anything about that. Someone told me, do you realize that maybe you are the only person in the world who saw and documented that? And I said, no, I really didn't. Nature is cruel. When we do this kind of job, that's also what you sign for,
Yo, I've never seen anything like that in my life. I didn't even know it. I didn't know it. Turtles eating birds. But what kind of dumb bird is that to get chased down by a tortoise? You should be ashamed of yourself, bird. You should be ashamed of yourself. Like, you can't outfly or outrun, out-hop a tortoise. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Peter people, but I feel like that bird had that one coming. But anyway, man, moving on to some absolute recent news. This video was pretty big. Little kid fishing with his dad, kid reeling in a fish, and oh, surprise of a life.
You got it, buddy.
Dad, I'm tired.
It's all right, buddy. Keep going.
Tired.
You tired? Keep going. Reel in that fish. Reel on in that fish, little man.
I think this might have been a big one real time catcher.
Oh boy. Gator.
Oh my.
Wow. Bye-bye fishing rod. Bye-bye fishing rod. I'll never see you again. But man, that's absolutely insane, man. That's insane. Like, I don't know how I react. I probably, try to do the right thing, but I definitely be protecting my kid in that situation, which is crazy. But like I said, these animals are going into hibernation, so they're acting a little bit brash in their decisions, and also that's a little bit too close to humans for me. So that also just goes back to the urban population of the animals. We have to be mindful of wildlife in urban areas, especially here in the South. That was Florida. We have to be mindful of different things around our areas. We have coyotes here in Memphis. We have bobcats here in Memphis. We have all types of animals that could be hazardous. Don't let me get started on the copperheads and the water moccasins, but we have those as well. So those sometimes get into urban areas, and we gotta be mindful of that. What up, Tim? I see Tim Garfield just joined. That's my fishing and hunting buddy, guys. That's my guy. What up, man? See you joined the party. Just in time for this video here, man. Check this one out.
A footage has emerged showing an enormous alligator chomping down on another smaller 6 feet long gator. The clip was shared to Twitter by Taylor Soper, who claimed it happened in his parents' backyard.
Yeah, look how
Soper
big
from
that
South
gator is in
Carolina
that 6 foot
shared the
gator.
footage to the social media site on Thursday, captioned, "This happened in my parents' backyard today." The snack is a 6 feet gator. In the comments section, the dad revealed it's not the only case of cannibalism spotted in recent weeks.
Yep, they're getting ready for hibernation. It's just like it's a toy, like it's a doll, just throwing that thing around, man. He gonna definitely. In the words of the water boy, why are gators so upset? because they got all those teeth and not a toothbrush. So, but yeah, man, those gators, man, you got to look out for them bad boys. Like, they're getting really aggressive. Like I said, these animals know that the cold weather is coming. I don't know it's coming because it's still 80 degrees where I am. But these gators know that the cold weather is coming, so they trying to eat anything they can, man. We've seen gators eat humans in the past month, to other alligators, to all kind of stuff, and they're being really aggressive. So my people in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, the Carolinas, y'all be careful with the gators, man, because they are extremely active and they trying to put on the weight, put on the pounds before the winter comes. But I'm going to sit with you guys and talk to you about a little hunter safety for a minute, because I have a video that I want to show you, and I just want to talk to you guys about public land. And I follow a channel on YouTube called The Hunting Public. It's an awesome group of guys. They pretty much travel the United States and they hunt public lands. Me, I was raised hunting private lands, I could say. Public lands have always kind of scared me because it's way too easy to have an accident. It's way too easy for somebody to accidentally shoot the black hunter. So, you know, with that being said, I've always tried to be mindful of where I go to hunt. And, you know, I thought about turkey hunting public lands last year, but I didn't do it. Maybe I could talk to some TWRA guys or something that can show me some good places where I can go hunt. And yeah, you're right, Tim. It is too dangerous, man. It's very dangerous, and you really got to know where to go. But I'm gonna play this for you guys, and this is actually what I want you to see, what people can run into while out hunting on public lands.
Well, it's opening morning here, and I was sliding out to that point that I saw last night out here. Got all the way up here, actually spotted some deer out in front of me in the dark. Then they all took off running, and I found out why just a few seconds after that. I think there was 9 hunters that walked through. I got a guy right now that's about 60 yards from me. Another guy just walked all the way across.
See, and that's what I don't like.
So
I don't like people walking by me while I'm hunting.
A little bit further.
Look at this dude.
Get away from some of this pressure.
Standing out with his rifle in the middle of a field.
He's pointing his gun right to the right of me. This guy's pointing his gun straight over here behind me at those deer. Here they come. They're coming across to him. Don't shoot.
Watch this idiot.
Crying out loud. Don't shoot.
Watch this idiot. This is what can happen on public lands. He don't even care about the hunter behind the deer.
Don't shoot. I'm right here. He's pointing that gun right at me.
And he's firing at him.
Jeez.
Take cover. Take cover. Yo. And he just standing there shooting like he... What is this? Like, look at that. That's not hunting, y'all. I don't care. That's not hunting. That's not hunting right there. See, stuff like that. Stuff like that. That dude need hand slayed on him for what he just did.
As you could tell in the camera, though, he's pointing the gun straight at me, and I'm wide open right here with orange on. I mean, he watched me walk up this edge this morning. I was looking at him through binoculars, and he was staring over here. And I could hear slugs or bullets or whatever ricocheting down through there.
Ricocheting?
Oh, man, that was scary. I was staring at him in my binoculars. Those deer were directly in between him and I, and he had his gun pointed straight at him.
Boy, I would have been firing off warning shots.
Shoot at a deer.
That's all you would have heard from me.
And that bullet to ricochet.
I would have been firing off warning shots.
I mean, I'm all for getting people out and going hunting. That's what we're trying to do.
Exactly.
But you got to be smart about it. You can't compromise safety. That's the number one thing, always.
What you said, guys, you can't compromise safety, man. You can't do it. Like, that's why my people that hunt public lands, listen. be careful, know your land, know where you're going, do your pre-scouting, and know what to do, because we always run into idiots. And these are the type of people that make hunting look bad. We probably would have had to lay hands after that one. And I ain't talking about the Bible way. We would have had to lay them paws on them for that, man, because you don't play with people's life. That guy knew that hunter was there, but he gonna shoot at him because he see a herd of deer. Not smart. I don't care if a 10-point buck walk out behind me. I'm not gonna shoot in the direction of another man, especially, if I know he's there. That is not cool. Yep. And Tim said that's why I hunt from in the trees, not the ground, because bullets travel, and that's true. And I hunt from the trees and the ground. I pretty much hunt anywhere you let me get it in. But it's just absolutely crazy, man, that some of these people are like this. But this is what people have to watch out for. You have to watch out for these idiots in the woods, people that don't know about hunting. So with that being said, next week's episode is going to be dedicated to how to hunt. So if you know somebody who wants to hunt, tell them to tune in next week. I'm going to have a very special guest on with me to show you, kind of explain to you how to hunt, where to go, what kind of rifle to buy, and all this stuff. And for the love of God, stop asking to hunt with me if you don't have any of these things. You don't even have a hunting license. There's certain things you have to do in order to hunt. Just like it's certain things you have to do in order to play football. It's certain things you have to do in order to cook. It's no different than hunting, y'all. You have to prepare. You have to know these things. You have to be well informed going in. You can't learn on the fly. You can't really learn on the fly as an adult. So it's important to kind of learn in the beginning. Of course, you will learn a little bit on the fly, but for the most part, the safety elements, the basics, you need to know in the beginning of your hunt. Eventually, you'll learn how to track deer. You'll learn how to see the signs, how to spot scrapes and rubs. You'll learn how to set up a game, trail cam, how to do this, all kind of stuff, you guys. But that's what it's about for me. The hunting and the fishing is about peace. And I hate running the people that disturb my peace. Another story. I've been fishing. And guys have seen me catching fish and have started casting their lines next to where I'm fishing. That's a big no-no for me. That also upsets me very much. It's plenty of lake. You see me catch 2 fish and you mosey your boat on over to me. I don't too much like that kind of thing, guys. But anyway, those fish, man, they'll make people do some crazy things. They'll make people do some really crazy things. But for me, I just want my zen. I just want my peace. I just want to, sit out there and hear this, birds chirping, all kind of stuff, wind blowing. That's what it's about for me, not dealing with you idiots. So please, before you go out in the woods, make sure you have just a little bit of sense and knowledge about what you're doing before you get out there. So that'll be cool, man. But with that, I'm out. I ain't gonna play that tonight, man. I'm just gonna tell y'all, I'm out of this thing, man. I'm very happy, man. I thank God for letting me see 36 years, man. I'll be 36 on Tuesday. And it's just been a blessing, man. It's been awesome for me at 35 years old to go ahead and push Brotherz Outdoorz and follow my dream. That's what it's about, man. I'm following my dream. You know what I'm saying? Gotta do what I gotta do, because one thing I don't want to happen is, they put me in the dirt and I didn't never live up to my full potential or do the things that I wanted to do. So not gonna let that happen. Not on my watch. So with that being said, man, you guys have a great week, man. Enjoy this coming deer season. Enjoy Thanksgiving. Enjoy everything, man. We getting to the point where, the fall is getting into full effect now, and we just gonna enjoy it, man. Like Tam says, nothing like God's creations, man. And so get out there and enjoy it. Even if you're not a hunter, go walk outside. Go look at some trees or something and enjoy yourself, man. But until then, I'll catch y'all next week. Brotherz Outdoorz out. Peace.